Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the second game of the DotA Legends League. We're here with XPC International going up against Skarmory. As always, I'm joined by Sick, and after game one, I'm definitely looking forward to the game two.
Yes, and Skarmory here has to really step it up, I think. In the first game we saw a quite stable draft by them, but a little bit of slip-offs by the players here and there made them fall behind a little bit, and then the XPC International capitalized on that advantage, and yeah, that really just crippled them in that situation. So I'm really curious about what's going to happen in this draft, and if XPC International stays to what they had before, or if Skarmory finds something new which they want to execute. And we have that Skarmory sitting on Dire again, because Extreme XPC International they chose to be on the Radiant side. So we have first pick going to XPC International, and Skarmory being on the Dire side. So we have that Rider ban again, the Ember ban, and maybe we see the same bans as before, with that trend being kicked out of the pool. I'm really curious if that's gonna happen. But they're already thinking about what they will ban here in this situation, because they know of the strength of Skarmory, and they're certainly not a bad team, even though it looked like they got crushed. But of course they're a really strong team, and you have to take them serious. So they're thinking what they're gonna do. And
reserve time.
Let's see. Nope. Okay, he's not disconnected. I was wondering. They're actually taking some of their bonus time for that ban. Is he maybe just disconnected? No. So they talked about getting rid of that Lycan, because they know the potential of that hero, and they know that Skarmory knows how to play them, that hero in particular. So they really did not want to cope with it again, even though it didn't really work out in the last game. That hero overall is really strong, and we see Skarmory getting rid of that Trent. So Trent being banned second time in this best of 3 series, and it's a hero, and of course you have to get rid of it if you do not really like to play against it. So for the first pick we have Shadow Demon again. XPC International showed some really good performance with that hero in the previous game, and why fix if it ain't broken, right? So we have that Shadow Demon up, and interesting would be if Skarmory picks up that Mirana now, because we know that XPC International likes that combo to play it out. It's one of the most known combos in Dota 2 right now, alongside with Tiny Wisp. We actually have the Tidehunter coming out, so they're trying to snatch some heroes that XPC International used last game in order to outplay Skarmory here. And with that Tidehunter always providing some really nice teamfight potential, and always being the danger of denying someone really hard with that Anchor Smash, getting rid of so much damage in the early stages of the game, or even like throughout the whole game. And the Brewmaster, really a dangerous tool, can always be very efficient at what he's doing. If executed right, you can destroy a teamfight just on your own already, with that Drunken Haste being casted, and with that clap and into the Primal Split, followed by the Whirlwind from the Storm Panda, and the Fire Panda really wreaking havoc. And as soon as you have that again, it's a really strong force in that team fights. And XPC International sticks to their Mirana pick. They really like this combo, and they really want to play it out again. They played it aggressive last game, and I think they're looking to playing it aggressive again. Interesting that we see the Nyx ban right now, so they might have something in mind that is intelligence heavy, or they're just afraid of Skarmory picking up the Nyx here, because it's a really strong hero against that Shadow Demon Mirana combo. With, like, if the arrow is not timed on point perfectly, you have that little bit of a split second to pop off your carapace, and then the Mirana arrow of course gets negated, and that whole potential really goes out. So getting rid of the Nyx here I can totally understand, and it's a really nice ban for them, making sure that their lane will work at some point. Centaur a second time being banned as well. It's a really strong offlane hero in this situation. You have that global teamfight presence. You can always speed someone up to escape. You can make initiations happen all over the map. And we see the Invoker actually getting banned out in the second ban phase. It's the last ban available to both of these teams. So both of these teams actually do not value that Invoker is so super high, like we saw different teams in the previous casts. Invoker offers really much, and it's a really big danger to whomever is facing him in the middle. Even the Panda can suffer against the Invoker. So getting rid of it, I can really understand. With the Lich pick, they try to control the lanes. Denying experience, of course, always a great tool. But Lich doesn't really offer that much in the early game. You can auto hit, of course, and you can spam your Nova to harass, but engagement wise you have a little bit of a slow and a nuke, and you can deny experience, but that's basically it with that Lich. You do not provide a big life pool, you do not have that much auto hit damage to hit your enemy out of the lane. You're maxed range, which helps you quite a lot, but comparing to other supports, there's I think Notel actually said that in the DreamHack cast previously 2 days ago, that Lich is not that great in the early game stages, and I certainly have to agree with him that Lich compared to other supports, like for example the Shadow Shaman or the Lion, even does not offer the big disable and the great gank ability, because he has to basically stay on a lane, deny constantly, keeping up the mana, pulling to get some levels up, because when that Chain Frost is on level 2, on level 11 Lich, then it's really actually dealing the damage, and before that the hero is just a little nice tool to have on the lane, but nothing more. And it's really gonna be a lot of food against Shadow Demon Mirana combo if he gets caught out. So getting out of position with that Lich is gonna be super dangerous here for Skarmory, and they really have to take care of not getting picked off in the wrong position. But so far we have a really nice lineup by both of these teams. We have some nice disables, and there comes the puck. So I'm interested as how they're gonna lane this Brewmaster. Is this gonna be a carry Brewmaster, or is this gonna be a puck offlane with a Tidehunter support, or how are they gonna lane it? I really like the pickup. It's a nice initiating tool with that AoE stun, with that AoE silence. A big nuker is always able to escape to safety unless hexed, of course. And it can control the mid lane pretty heavily, and I think XPC International is really looking into
10 seconds remaining.
Why they draft the puck here. They have a Brewmaster who is able to go into the mid lane, and with that puck available, I think it really mixes up the draft, and XPC International is, I guess, wondering what's gonna happen, but I think they're gonna stick to their plan, getting that Nature's Prophet without consuming that much bonus time here. Nature's Prophet, of course, always having a presence in the game. In the early game, he can teleport everywhere, ganking around, farm up even. In the mid game to late game, he can split push, he can join teamfights with that global ultimate and just push somewhere, TP back when there's someone TPing in to defend. He can TP back to the teamfight, and you're always outnumbering your opponents. So Nature's Prophet always a nice tool for every team, and we've seen that in the TI3 as well, that I think Nature's Prophet was the third most picked hero there. And it's still a strong hero. There was no major nerf on Nature's Prophet, and people got used to play against him, but it's still, if nicely executed, a really great tool. And we see that Tinker ban from Skarmory, so they're quite aware of how strong Nature's Prophet and Tinker can be together.
10 seconds remaining.
So right now I suggest we have a Tidehunter off lane, a Brewmaster carry with a Lich on the lane, and maybe some jungler now coming out of Skarmory, because it looks like a slightly greedy draft by them, but a draft that can survive. A Tidehunter is unlikely to die in the offlane unless majorly out of position. A Brewmaster is very hard to kill with that evasion, with being a strength hero quite tanky. And the puck is as well really hard to kill here, with that phase shift and the Illusory Orb being a nice escape tool here, if not used too early, of course. And it's gonna be quite hard for XPC International here to find the certain pickoffs they want with that lineup. Of course, with the Shadow Demon Mirana Shadow Shaman combo, there's a lot of stuff that can happen, especially in the laning phase. You can engage on someone, but then again, as I said before, the Brewmaster is so tanky, the Tidehunter is really tanky. It's gonna be really hard for them to find the pickoff they're searching for with that draft already. So, by the way, I'm sorry about Duke. He had to get away for a short time. That's why I'm just taking over the draft right now.
Literally, as I heard that, I just got back. Just going to follow up on that. Apologies for the sort of me being away for a little while, but I'm going to get back into the drafts. And I think I am liking Skarmory's draft.
Oh yeah, I certainly already said. The Tidehunter is great, the Brewmaster is really great for tanking. I think I have an echo in your mic.
Oh, okay, shouldn't be.
Okay, let's... Yeah,
Should be better now.
10 seconds remaining.
Yeah, now it's better, I think. Just a little bit of an
5
echo.
seconds remaining.
Hmm.
Radiant team
Wind
pick.
Ranger. It's really an interesting draft here. And
Now I think they want to sort of stick away from what's the standard really, because the standard and like sort of what the pros play, that's what everyone knows. And to win, to be up on the next level, you need to change things up. You need to try new things, you try new roles. And it really needs to sort of like
10
mix
seconds
around.
remaining.
oh, certainly.
5 seconds.
Yeah, I really have that
remaining.
echo right now, so it's quite strange on the stream, I guess.
Reserve time.
Maybe we should just rehost the call or something. But yes, with that Wind Ranger, of course, you're right. It's nice mixing up the draft, and it's really hard to read for XPC International how Skarmory is gonna play this out and how they're gonna lane this. Wind Ranger can be mid, Puck can be mid, Brewmaster can be mid, and Tidehunter can be mid. We can even have a farming Brewmaster, we can have a farming Wind Ranger with a Puck being the offlane, Brewmaster in the mid. We can have a Lich in the offlane together with the Tidehunter to deny as much as possible the Tidehunter farming engines and just capitalizing on the possibilities there. And we have a Dragon Knight picked up actually.
Right. Is the mic any better right now?
Well, let me check. Yeah, it's like a minor echo, so it doesn't really matter now.
Well, should we just quickly rehost the call while we're getting back into the game?
Okay. Sorry about that, stream. We're just having some tech issues, but it's gonna be fixed.
We'll see if that makes a difference. Is that any better?
Yes, now it's fixed. Super. Nice.
Okay,
That's
then.
great. Okay, awesome. So we get back into this game without any delays, luckily. And let's see. So we have let's see who picks up what. We have Relax on the Mirana. So he was their mid player last game. So do we have a Mirana in the mid now, or is he just
10 seconds remaining.
like?
Last time I saw last week when they
5
played,
seconds
Relax actually took up the Mirana carry. And the thing that surprises me right now is Spartan on the Dragon Knight. Spartan has played their support in the last 3 games that they have played.
That's
so maybe
interesting.
something new they're trying to do, or something that they have of Shiny wasn't in their team in the last round. It was actually ILL. So maybe they're trying to work something with this.
Yeah, certainly. If you have viable players that can like play different roles, then you can mix it up, of course. And if Spartan has, like, I was always a carry player, and then I used Dragon Knight back then, and that was my signature hero, then yes, you can give it to him and give it a try in scrims. And if it works out, then play it in a tournament. This stuff always works out, especially if you're playing with stand-ins, of course.
Yeah, definitely. And players always have their signature hero, and obviously they will be known for it. Obviously, for example, obviously with DK, if they get the opportunity to have the Invoker and in a good situation, they will happily obviously give Ice that mid lane and send Mushi off into the off.
Oh yes, certainly. You're completely right with that. Let's quickly introduce these teams before the big action happens here.
Yep, so for the side of XPC, we are going to have, maybe next time, taking up the Nature's Prophet in this game. We have Spartan up onto the Dragon Knight. We have Shiny up onto the Shadow Demon, Yuku onto the Shadow Shaman, and these supports are going to get me confused for the entire game. I'm not looking forward to this game.
Well, we had this once, I think it was a couple of casts ago, when we had Shadow Shaman, Shadow Demon, and Shadow Fiend in the same game,
yes.
and it was really mixing it up.
I think we had the Shadow Shaman versus Shadow Fiend mid, and then Shadow Demon ganked. It was a nightmare.
Oh, certainly, but now we have a smoke going out from the Dire team into the Radiant jungle. They maybe thought of getting a pickup here in this situation, but
30 seconds to battle.
XPC going into the enemy jungle because of their aggressive tri lane. They want to take control with their wards. They block the camp and just get ready for this top lane. But I think, are we gonna have an aggressive tri lane? Yes, I think so. With that Lich,
Yeah.
okay, I didn't see that coming. I've seen a lot coming, but I didn't see that coming.
Also, just didn't actually. Obviously, we had Relax up on the Rhino, which is the last player from XPC.
The
Just quickly
battle
going to introduce
begins.
Skarmory. We have Ninja Pigeon up onto the Mirana. We
They went
have Wait, did I say Mirana again?
Well, it doesn't matter.
They both have bows. They both shoot arrows. It's an easy mistake. Also, we do have Rock Snack up onto the puck. Lauwei onto the Panda. We have Dole taking up the Tide Hunter. And last one is we have Ubi up onto that Lich. And he's going to be able to... Oh, no way. No way. That was a quick tango, but that could have been a really costly sort of first blood there if the Nastrophy was actually able to pick that up.
And with the initiation on top, the arrow hits on top, but the Windrunner is...
Actually, at bottom, we're going to see a first blood here. There's so many slows coming from all these heroes. You've got the Gush into the Nova, into the Crab, and at the top we actually saw the Mirana picking up the Wind Rainer. What happened up there?
Wind Ranger got disrupted into Arrow, into Shadow Shaman with DD, basically a lot of pain coming out, and I was watching top while the first blood happened bottom, so no way to not miss one kill of those two.
So we got the commentary from one, and we actually got the vision of another. Perfect there.
Like practice. so
one of the things that really amazes me is Shadow Shaman still hasn't leveled anything. I think that must have been an absolutely perfect arrow, because the Shadow Shaman didn't actually have any CC available to him.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
And we have this Nature's Prophet being forced to TP out, and this bottom tower is certainly gonna take a lot of damage here. And I think they have to rotate down here with the supports, with the Mirana, and just try to make this Furion give him a top lane and try to get him some farmer, because this bottom lane is certainly not gonna work for him. Being solo down here with no big tool to escape, only his TP out, and which has a 50-second cooldown, and then you have to walk back to the lane. He's looking at being level 2 right now, and there's an entire nice jungle control by the Lich. Using the Radiant creeps, yeah.
Well, that creep wanted to deny that salve. But the thing is, they're just going to be able to take this tier 2 and obviously this tier 1 tower very, very quickly. Already sitting at 200 health, just 2 minutes in this game. It's going to be a very, very quick sort of influx of gold for them.
Well, if we had a compendium for this tournament and there was this tier 1 tower fall before 3-minute guide, then we certainly might get this done here in this game, because they did a really good job in pushing this with the Lich pulling the creeps already, and Wind Ranger is trying to sneak some experience here, but he's really out of level experience right now, or off experience range, I mean.
And the Wind Runner really can't do anything anyway. If you obviously get a disruption, even if the Mirana doesn't land the arrow, you still have the Shackle and then the Ether Shock coming out of the level 3 Shadow Shaman. That is big level. That's really big levels coming out from this aggressive tri lane from XPC.
And as soon as these creeps are gonna push into the tier 1 tower top, this Wind Ranger is certainly dead. And now the disruption coming out with the arrow hitting, of course, and she gets out that Wind Run, but there's no way of escaping this. And I think Tidebot... Wait, who died just now?
The Puck died
in the middle.
Is under attack.
Again, at the same time. Could they stop that?
Yeah, it's just not fair. Meanwhile, at bottom, the Nature's Prophet actually has been able to get up his level 4. Which, if you compare that to the still level 1 Windrunner, this is a big deal for them.
Yes, indeed. And the pressure on the tower on the bottom lane stopped a little bit, but we have an initiation onto that Furion, and he actually gets away with that teleport. Nice timing there. And very close, but...
Yeah. He doesn't even wait, he's just like, as soon as a slow comes out, it's like, boom, TP. And they don't actually have enough damage to be able to hit through that.
Yeah, and with no disable on that bottom lane yet, they're really not gonna stop him from doing that all the time. Of course, there's massive damage coming out of these 3, but it's not gonna be always enough, so... let's see, we have a Mirana and the Dragon Knight on top of the CS scores right now. The Puck a little bit suffering under the Breath of Fire, of course.
Radiant's bottom
And the bottom tower already falls, so we have a nice early gold lead going into the Dire side as soon as this is in the gold graph. And it's going straight back down. After the first blood, we actually had a little bit of a lead for the Dire team here, and then it just pulled straight into the Radiant's favor again. And basically this is...
Tower. Yeah. But that's actually... The Arcane Boots already for this Panda. Obviously, did the Panda... Yeah, the Panda got the last hit for that tower, so quite a lot of gold coming into his pocket. And if Panda starts getting, if he gets a fairly quick blink, it's going to be very, very dangerous for them.
I mean, if this happens, what the Wind Ranger is doing right now, then you know you certainly lost your lane on top lane. But it's not a mistake by the player, and we have a stun initiation on the puck in the middle when we actually have a rotation down from Skarmory. I always forget their name, but it's
actually a Pokemon.
Oh, is it?
Yep. I think one of the first sort of steel flying types, I think. No one quote me on this because it's very likely I'm wrong about this sort of classification, but I know it was very sort of one of the first of steel flyings.
And they rotated all in here.
We've got the DK coming back in. He doesn't have his ultimate form. He's going to get a stun out onto the Lich. We are going to have a Clap maybe trying to help do some damage. No, I'm just going to get right clicked down by the DK.
Live by the sword.
They tried to push down this mid tower, but that little rotation by the SD actually pressured Skarmory out of the mid lane, so the tower stays alive and Puck's back to farming now, I guess. So we actually have the Panda meeting that Rasta right now, but ooh, that damage. And the arrow actually connects.
Never touch the stuff.
And giving him Mirana, who's 37 and 8 at 6 minutes, a good 16 last hits up against the up ahead of the Puck, plus a Midas, plus the 3 kills that she already has. You don't want to be sort of offering up more free stuff for the Mirana.
Certainly not. In this situation, if this Mirana gets even more fed, then like we're looking at a Mirana having 2 core items at minute 12 or something, and that's gonna be really dangerous for Skarmory here, and they really have to take care of that. And they actually rotated Panda and Lich up here to actually control this Mirana, and we have a counter initiation here by the Shadow Demon with the Moonlight Shadow onto the Wind Ranger. She's actually blocked inside the trees with her own illusions, and is able to get away.
We'll be able to cancel off the salve, but got enough health regen there just to survive. Tidehunter, they were actually able to pick off the Dragon Knight. Now the Nature's Prophet's trying to get the Tidehunter off the back of this, but no phase boots early, not able to catch up.
But the Dragon Knight dying here in this situation is certainly not what you want to have when you just had a fight top. Did he die to what did he die actually?
He died to the Puck and the Tidehunter. No Ravage was actually used, however.
Yeah, it was the Dream Coil, I suppose.
For Skarmory.
Yeah, and we actually have a
Top tower is under attack.
initiation on that bottom, but she's able to leap out and TP away. Nice execution. She's able to get into the safety, and Dragon Knight's actually back into the mid lane now, trying to get some farm up with that Breathe Fire.
The Puck has done a really nice job at catching back up in this mid lane. A few ganks, obviously, with the big rotation from all of the bottom lane, and then again from the Tidehunter picking off the DK twice now. The Puck, obviously, leveling up the creep score, and the DK's obviously actually still got a fair number of kills. He is slowly starting to be caught up by this Puck, and you're looking at 900 gold away from a Blink Dagger for that Puck, and if she's able to get that, all these other heroes need to be careful. We do have a Ravage going out, does hit the Mirana and the Shadow Demon. They really want to kill the Mirana first.
Oh,
actually big damage coming out. The Ether Shock plus and an arrow landed on the Panda, and then actually trying to pick off the Tidehunter. The Starstorm is enough to do it. The Windrunner is actually trying to go forward. The Ether Shock is there. The Windrunner is going to get the Windrunner out of the tower, but will the last tower shot hit? Yes, it will. So that's good. Wait, and in the mid, where did the Puck went down to the DK with that DD route, so actually going to have full team wipe up against Skarmory.
Dire's structures are fortified.
That is really huge in this stage of the game. The Furon now had the space to get his Midas up, to farm up, to depush the bottom lane, get some levels up with that support, with his ultimate, of course, supporting the kills. And they fell behind in the early stages, like at minute, let's say 5 to 6. But now look at the gold graph. I mean, it tells stories there.
Oh yeah, definitely. That big spike up, taking over the 5k. Now the Shadow Shaman just pushing down this tower. It might actually even be able to kill off this Puck if the Puck's not careful.
Dire's top tower has fallen.
Oh, into the loving arms of this DK, and the Puck is going to fall. I just so there's such good positional awareness coming out of XPC. The DK knowing exactly where he needs to be. They're having the Panda come in right now. Let's get the haze onto the DK. They're going to use Summon Light Shadow immediately. They don't have dust. Actually, they do have dust onto the Tide. Maybe use that. It really depends on sort of if they can take this. They got the Primal Split, but they don't have the Ravage for another 40 seconds. And they really don't want to take a fight without that. Even without the Chain Frost as well. They really need these core levels up on their supports. Which is even the Windrunner, who was one of their cores, is still only sitting at level 4. No, like, very weak power shot, limited duration on the Shackle. And during this entire time, this Nature's Prophet is just free pushing these other lanes.
Yeah, I was just wanted to say, look at that Prophet. He recovered so great. Having all that space created by the DK, by that aggressive triding, really doing work up there, and they had to like Skarmory. Sorry about that. At some point we will, but Skarmory really had to get some supports and get everyone up there in order to defend this and actually take some fights. And even then they lost the fights with that Wind Ranger being level 4 still. And Furon really had a great time bottom then after that. Wind Ranger actually drops low to the tower and just dies there, and that's really just...
There's a lot of damage going onto the Tide Hunter.
Oh,
now,
beautiful.
Double ulti there. A nice disruption keeping the Prophet away from that, and a Starstorm is going to be able to pick up the Lich and the Tide Hunter, and the Shadow Demon picked off the Broodmaster. It's going to have 11-minute GG.
Dire's middle tower.
This series is already over. Actually, it's just actually a GG.
Radiant
Yes.
Oh, here we go. I've got to say, this is an absolutely brilliant game. Obviously, XPC playing very, very well in this series. But props to Skarmory, recognising obviously the better team where they were. They played very, very well to achieve what they have done. But that is going to be the end of obviously the European games for tonight. We'll be back tomorrow with, I'm not sure which game, but let's see, there will be up on the AD2L schedule late this evening. If I don't have it up already, just will quickly check that. If you have any shout-outs you want to get out sick?
I guess I stick to my usual stuff, saying thanks to tuning in for everyone. I really have to commend Skarmory for trying. They did their best, and XPC International were just outclassing them here in this game, and yeah, certainly they showed a really nice game, and execution wise it was really well played out, and I hope to see more of them, and I will see more of them because they obviously will go through this group. I think should be like that. I'm actually not too well known into that system by AD2L yet, but I think
I think XPC, they lost their first game. If I can just check up with the standings for them. I do think they lost their first game. It was against they were up against the Angry Army. That was who they played.
Oh yes, that was the game we casted actually, right?
Yep, it was the Angry Army. They did lose up against the Angry Army. And I think the next game which we have tomorrow, I think it's DotA 2 Romania versus Danish Vikings. And later on in the week we have Fall of International versus Yules and the Angry Army up against Elysium Gaming.
That's gonna be two really nice matches, especially Fall of Int against Yules. Both teams really provide a lot of skill, and it's just raw skill that flows into these games, and I really look forward to what they throw against each other, because I played against Fall of a couple of times already, and I know they're a really strong team, and if not the best in UK right now, and it's really gonna be a great game. And Yules also being quite a nice team. I think they lost against who was it?
Yules were beaten by DotA 2 Romania.
Yeah, exactly. They lost this best of 3 series, I think, but it was close. Like, it was nowhere near what we just had to see in this game.
Yeah, it did go to the full 3-game series, if I recall correctly.
Yes, I agree on that. So we're definitely gonna have a few nice games coming up there, and I'm really looking forward to that. And I hope we are able to cast that. If there's no other caster, and I guess see you then, guys.
Yep, we'll see you all then, guys. Obviously, you can follow follow the Dota Legends Amateur Dota 2 League. And also, you've got it all up on their website at amateurdota2league.com, and you can find out all the information there, obviously, about the open bracket as well. They've got all their sort of 1v1 tournaments as well. So really take a look into that. Obviously, they've got a lot of leagues going around for all skill levels across both Europe and America. So the regions they have, it really is quite expansive. So obviously, definitely take a look at them. And I'm going to have to say goodnight from us.
Was a pleasure of having you here, and enjoy your evening.